Action.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to our NFL alumni coverage of Super Bowl 59. I'm Graham Whiteside. We're presented by Passera. Better is possible. Joined by two distinguished veterans. Fought in service of our country here. B.J. Ganem, former Marine. Michael Smith, former member of the Army. You are the founder of Sierra Delta.
Yes,
this
sir.
is not your first rodeo at Radio Row and the Super Bowl. What brings you back?
Getting the opportunity to be on platforms like this and explain our message and remind not only the veterans out there that Sierra Delta is there for all veterans, but encourage civilians to get involved. What Sierra Delta does, our flagship program is the Life Buddy program, where we offer up to $3,500 in professional training grants to any veteran. All you had to have done was serve. And we help you build that plan to understand what it is that you want to do with your dog to be trained to your specific needs and lifestyle. And that's it. And then it's, building community around that, getting the Life Force program, which is more personal development. And then we have the Lifeblood program, which helps us tie in to all these products that are out there being sold. If we can just get 1% to 2% of that shifted over into Sierra Delta, we don't really need to go around begging for money anymore.
Tell me about the relationship with a dog. Why is that important?
It's 35,000 years proof that humans and dogs benefit. They can enhance each other's life or improve their lives together. And then it's what you do with the dog. I think far often we spend too much time on what the dog's trained to do. It's more important to train the handler to know when that dog is giving you signals. So Mike's got a great story about his dog Zeus. And Mike, you just take it over from here. Just do it.
Yeah, so it's funny. So I didn't grow up with a dog, right? And he's been on me about getting a service dog, and that turned him down. It wasn't until I received one, until I realized what I was missing, right? I just felt like I then knew that I needed more, and he was the emotional support part that I needed. So coming out of the military after serving 24 years, you go down this spiral, and I was spiraling mentally and emotionally, and Zeus, my dog, was who I was vulnerable with. That's who I cried to, you know what I mean? And that's what got me through some of the roughest days. And their loyalty and love is unmeasured. It's unparalleled. So you think about it, no matter who you was yesterday, today, tomorrow, that love is unconditional. It's loyalty. And humans, we let each other down all the time, unintentionally, right? We just do it. But that my dog, Zeus, he's never gonna let me down. He's always gonna be there. That love is just, it's always there, you know what I mean? So, and that's what we want to get across to other vets. We want them to know when you think of a service dog, you think of people that look like myself and BJ with physical impairments. And that's not always the case. I've heard several times throughout the entire afternoon that we tell our story, and then I've had that look, that aha moment, like, man, you're right. Like BJ says all the time, dog spelled backwards is God, right? And God is there for us no matter what, and so is your animal. And that's literally how I look at it. You know what I mean? And BJ with Sierra Delta, he's creating we're creating a platform that's for everybody. It's for every veteran, because you need it. You got to have it.
And that's the biggest issue right now. I think that the reason we're having so much struggles in the veteran community is because everybody says we deserve all this stuff, but when you go and ask, they ask you, how disabled are you? Like, where did you serve? Are you pre 9/11 or post 9/11? Were you in combat, non-combat? Are you missing? So
it's just conditions.
Conditions, right? And this is unconditional. I think it's a true thank you for your service. I think at the very least, what we can all do as Americans is we can all chip in. And then we can issue reasonable and sustainable dog training grants so that every single veteran that wants a dog in their life can have one, but allow them the empowerment to say, this is what I need. So my dog is a rescue dog. He was abused for the first year of his life. He spoke to me. They were going to put him down because he's reactive. I know that feeling. I'm choking down the desire to be violent all the time, right? Because I know what I am capable of. But we can't do that all the time. So working with that dog has really helped me, but I don't need to take a dog everywhere I go, right? And my best thing is that I taught him on my own. After working with a trainer for 5 weeks, about 2-3 years later, I saw this video called With Me Command. And that's when your dog can just stay within a 6-foot radius. So I worked with a long leash. I understood now, thanks to that trainer teaching me, how my dog learns how best to teach him. And now when I hit the trails, it feels like I'm patrolling again, right? And he's just out there moving in the woods with me. And that makes me feel good. Plus, it gets me out there moving. I'm getting fresh air. I'm getting vitamin D. Like, there's so much more to this whole relationship between humans and dogs beyond just the ADA medical assistant service dog and all this other nonsense, right? Like, I surveyed all the major medical colleges because I wanted to find out how many colleges were teaching doctors when to write a note for a person to get a dog. You know how many of it is? 0. So why is that an issue? Why are we spending $50,000 per service dog when we're sending it to prisons to be trained by lay people or college campuses or to the donors? What does that say about us? What does that say about what these people think about us? That we aren't capable of being a part of this solution for us?
Yeah.
And it drives down the price and increases the amount of medicine. So we're just taking a different approach, and it's completely, I mean, we have ID&E integrated into our community. So you join, you're already in. You don't have to even own a dog. You don't even have to want a grant. You might just want to join up just to hang out. It's a lot of cool people, you know, besides just me and Mike. And we're all doing this. I mean, we try to be. I'm not as cool as him.
No. Before you guys go, let me ask about your connection to football. I mean,
Sure.
obviously this is a big platform, you can get your message across, but obviously there's a connection to football.
There
You
is.
both played on the Wounded Warrior amputee football team as well. How would you describe your connection to football and maybe what your mission's connection to football is?
I love football. That was my favorite sport growing up. It's still my favorite. I think it's everybody's favorite sport, right? But you don't get to do it once you're done with high school and you're no longer do it outside of playing in the Marines or whatever, just pick up games. But to have the opportunity to share the field with these men that we looked up to and then really try against, it was, I can't put it into words, but it's better than any fantasy camp that anybody ever dreamt of. What would you say?
Yeah, I couldn't put it in better words. I think one of my most favorite connections with the NFL or with football period is when we get the opportunity to talk to athletes and them, we all have this same connection, right? And it's that physical drive, it's that career that we all thrive after, but it's the afterlife that we all search for that connection and what's next and how do I get my motivation. And I think we all can agree, like the things that bring us together the most is sports, food, music, and animals.
Yeah.
Right? And so like that's a huge connection right there.
And they're wounded too in a very
In a
different
very
way.
different way, 100%.
They face the same cliff, right?
100%.
You'll never be able to do what you did in the military again, and you'll never be able to do what you did in the NFL again, right? But you also have a lot of brain injuries. You have a lot of stress, like emotional stuff, because you're on a team. You're never closer, like meeting these men and seeing how tight they were when they're in the locker room, hearing their stories about how they feel empty. There's a hole in them now that they don't have that uniform on.
Yeah.
It's the same feeling we feel, right? And so by coming together, we can see that these guys, these massive stars, these unbelievable athletes are having similar struggles as us, and they're looking at us like as heroes, as guys that kind of go out and do the fighting, and we're all playing down, but we're finding that medicine. And you can't put it to words, and you can't put it in a pill. You just have to do it, you know, and just get connected and do it. And I can't wait to bring the game back. We're looking for a new sponsor. We're going to call it the Veterans Bowl. And we're going to include beyond just amputees. It's going to be based on what the veterans of Sierra Delta do in their communities, how they'll earn a spot on the team. We'll invite the players. We'll get it going again. Everybody keeps asking me when you're bringing the game back, and we're ready to go as soon as we can get a sponsor on the table that's willing to help us fund it and get it going.
Hopefully we'll find that.
That'd
BJ
be
Ganem,
amazing.
Michael Smith, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.